Hi, I'm Carlos Fraticelli. We're going to be here at Travel Bar with the Drunken Tomato, Shelley Buchanan, because let's be honest, it's a Sunday, and what else do we have to do?
Hey everyone, I am here at Travel Bar on Court Street in Carroll Gardens, Brooklyn, New York. I'm sitting down with Carlos Fraticelli. We're going to have a couple Bloody Marys and chat.
Shelley.
My Carlos. I'm so happy. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Oh,
this
you're
is amazing.
quite welcome.
I mean, we would be doing this anyways.
Yes, this is actually just a slight addition to some other equipment.
Yeah,
but other than
there's
that,
just a couple cameras around.
Yeah, I mean,
some recording equipment.
So it's actually less of recording equipment than when we usually go out drinking. So there we go.
I'm really happy actually people don't record. I'm happy there's less. Yeah, there's not a lot of photos or video of our shenanigans, and that's probably a good thing.
That we know of.
Well, that we know of.
If one of us runs for political office, and dear God, I hope that doesn't happen. Inevitably, the pictures and the cameras and sound files will make their way to public.
You know, I think it sounds fun. I mean, I would run for something like watershed board.
The watershed board. You know,
yeah.
I understand that that's actually a very, very tightly contested political office, so you might want to...
Yeah, I would do that. I mean, I think that'd be fun.
It's like, you know what? I know a lot about sheds. I know a lot about water. And boards, well, there's always a learning curve.
There's a learning curve.
Curve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I could do it. You never thought about running for office?
I did.
I feel like a lot of people we went to law school with...
They're very politically involved.
Yeah. They're running for different things. They're politically involved.
This is true.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning: law school.
So no thoughts.
I thought about it. I don't think it's going to happen though.
What would you go out for? What are you thinking?
Probably start small.
Like watershed board.
Watershed board. Perhaps dog catcher.
I don't think you have to run for that.
In some places, apparently you do. That's always the joke.
Wait, what?
People start running for dog catcher.
Oh.
Let's be honest.
Get it. Oh, that's funny.
It's probably not. It's probably not that funny.
Okay, so, yeah. Oh, wait, we've known each other, 10 years? 11 years?
11 years.
11 years?
It's going to be exactly 11 years at the beginning of September, if I recall correctly.
Oh, my God. That's a long time.
Yes,
now,
11 years.
How did we meet? Because we contest this story.
Okay, so we do contest this story, but it's just because of how you define meeting. Again, the law school thing. So I was at Benjamin Cardozo School of Law in Manhattan, in New York City. And I'd been there for my entire law school. You started another law school.
Yes.
And then
I did a year at Hofstra, and then I transferred to Cardozo.
And so you weren't there until the second year of law school.
Yeah.
And at that time, I had been elected as one of the co-chairs of the Latin American Law Student Association at Cardozo.
Yeah.
Despite
who was the other one?
The other one was Rafael Martinez.
Oh, I never even met him.
Rafael Martinez.
No, I never
You've met him. You met him a couple of times. He was
I have?
Yeah, he was actually at all the meetings.
Well, no. This again goes back to meetings.
Of course.
I don't think I met him because we were at a fucking meeting together. Like that's
true.
You know.
So when she arrived at Cardozo, we had our first meeting that very first week of school.
Yeah.
And so she was there, and I remember meeting you there.
Yeah.
Now, granted, she's correct. It's not exactly what most people would mention as a meeting of sorts.
Right.
It's just kind of like, hi, I'm Carlos. Hi, I'm Shelley. It's lovely meeting you. Thank you for being at our
we
meeting.
actually met in the room?
Yeah.
I thought you were...
I said hello.
Oh, I thought you were
said
saying... Oh, okay.
But then, about, must have been like 4 or 5 days later.
Yeah.
I was in the law library at Cardozo, and as I'm walking out, you were sitting at the table right by the entrance.
Yes,
in between
that's true.
One of the desks and the glass doors that exited and entered the law library. And so I said, oh, hey, I remember you from the meeting. You're like, oh, yeah, how are you? Like, hi, I'm not sure if you recall my name. I'm Carlos. Like, I'm Shelley. You know, lovely meeting you. And We chatted for a bit, maybe about half an hour.
No, it was like a long time.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I remember I was like, dude, that guy's awesome.
You know,
Like,
I've had a lot of alcohol since then, so you have to forgive me if I don't remember every little thing. But yeah, we did that. And that was in September of 2007.
And we've kind of been inseparable ever since. I mean, So you were there at the beginning.
I was.
Of the Drunken Tomato.
This was a frightening time for me because when Shelley approached me and said, hey, I got this idea, and then she laid out the idea of what would become the Drunken Tomato. She did not have the name yet. She was floating different names.
No, we had a drunken night trying to figure out what it was.
Like we were brainstorming with all kinds of rum and vodka just floating through our brain cells, like clogging the neurotransmitters. And I can't even remember the process by which you said Drunken Tomato. That's it. I just remembered we were having a conversation and you just used Drunken Tomato as if like Congress had gotten together and voted on this. Like binding or non-binding resolution, apparently 435 Congress people got together and said, this is the name.
That's the name.
But yeah, and so you laid out this idea for me, and I thought, okay, that's actually a really awesome idea. And she's like, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. And like, whatever. Do? As in, this is what you're going to do. This is not like a hobby.
No. I'm going to make this my career. Yeah.
Because Shelley, you may or may not know about this, is incredibly intelligent and got the hell out of law as quickly as possible.
That is true.
I mean, you actually did practice for a few years.
I'm reformed now.
But she's reformed. She's gotten better. She used to be a corporate lawyer. She's gotten better now.
Oh yeah, way better.
So, and I thought, wait, you're going to do this? Wow. So I was a little concerned. My friend is striking out in this venture. I wasn't 100% certain if it was going to actually support you,
Yeah.
But I am, above all things, I'm somewhat smart, but I'm also a complete freaking idiot. So, I was wrong. And here we are, in front of all these cameras.
7 years, 7 years later. But, also at the same, I couldn't have done it without you.
I think that's a slight overestimation.
No. I don't think it at all. Without you and Ryan in my life saying, you can fucking do this, you're amazing, you're gonna make it work, hell or high water, no matter what, and supported me no matter how crazy you thought this idea was, right? You were always there. You'd pick up, me crying because something went wrong, or me yelling, I'm gonna quit it all, I'm gonna burn it all down, I'm gonna go work at Walmart with Murley. You talked me off the ledge. I can't even count how many times.
Murley's mom, by the way.
Yeah, Murley's my mother. So I really don't believe I could have done it without you.
Well, in that case, you are quite welcome.
Well, thank you.
So, for those who will inevitably chronicle this in the future, as they write it down upon whatever digital mediums might exist at the time. The very, very first visit of the Drunken Tomato.
Yes, you were there.
I was there. It was to I think still there.
I think it's still there.
I believe it's still there.
I should have looked it up.
It's Esperanto in the city. It's in the village, if I recall correctly, East Village.
in the village.
And so we met up there. I believe it was noon on a Sunday, if I recall correctly. And we just met up there. And as I walked to there, I thought two things okay, well, she's doing this.
Yeah.
We're going to be there.
Now. This is the time. It starts now.
And the second thing I remembered thinking was, wow, this neighborhood looks shockingly different in the sunlight. Because I had never really been to the village in the day.
Okay, that's the Lower East Side for me. At nighttime, I know exactly where I am all the time. You put me there during the daylight, and I'm I've never seen this place in my entire life at all.
I could park you on the corner of
I would be
Essex
lost
and
forever.
Rivington.
I would wait till the sun went down and be like, Carlos, okay, I know where I am now.
I could plant you right in front of the magician. Noon on a Wednesday.
I probably wouldn't even be able to find the magician. The magician is my kind of go-to bar. So
yes.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a good bar. It's a nice bar.
There's nothing that.
It's not like a supreme cocktail place. It's a good, just
you
regular,
get a vodka soda there.
Hunt. Yeah, you get a vodka soda. You sit down with friends.
Yeah, it's spacious. You're not super crowded.
Yeah, so that's not
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was one of the go-tos.
In the Lower East Side. Yeah.
So we went to Esperanto, ordered our different brunch meals, and you ordered a Bloody Mary and said, "Okay,
I
it's
think
time
it
to go."
came with the Bloody Mary, didn't it?
I believe, yeah. Actually, no, you're right.
I think
There
you
was-
know you
it was-
get like
you get a
either
Bloody Mary or a mimosa.
Yeah.
And coffee, if I recall correctly. You also got coffee. And so it started, and you whipped your phone out
Yeah.
and just started taking photos, and you made like a voice memo, if I recall correctly, as you were talking about what you were tasting. And I want to be clear, because we're sitting here, we're drinking these superb Bloody Marys, and I'm sitting there thinking, wait, does she want me to have a Bloody Mary? Because I don't really do savory cocktails, which I didn't.
Well, no, that is huge, and I wanted to ask you about that because you like never drank Bloody Marys before I started dragging you out to
Yes.
drink Bloody Marys.
Yes, I never did.
Yeah.
And so, I guess for me, I always had kind of an odd journey into drinking, in the sense that I didn't drink really when I was younger.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
start drinking until I was actually 22 years old. That's when I actually started drinking.
Right.
And I mean started drinking in the sense that I would go out socially and drink with other people, and that's just something I would do with friends as we passed time together.
Yeah.
I just didn't do that. Before I turned 22, I only had ever had 2 drinks, and they were both during special occasions. My sister's
Zima?
wedding. No, actually champagne toasts, both.
Oh,
Well, sparkling
alright.
wine toasts.
Yeah.
One at my sister's wedding, and went to a banquet I went to. And that were the only drinks I'd had up to that point. And then I started drinking at 22, and then became more of a regular drinker, which sounds terrible when you say that out loud, because it sounds like I'm gussing
It's
up
all
alcoholism.
downhill after that.
But I'd always stuck to pretty standard cocktails.
Yeah.
Rum and Coke was pretty much my go-to, just because I had zero creativity. And
I mean, the Cuba Libre is still your go-to cocktail.
it is. It is a very, very, it's a very simple go-to cocktail, and there's always a chance that you'll go into a bar. And I tell people this a bunch of times, that there's certain bars that when you walk into, you look around and you realize this is not the kind of bar that you want to order any cocktail where the ingredients are not in the name of the cocktail.
That is true. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't order a Cuba Libre there, you order a rum and Coke. It's very difficult to misunderstand what's in a rum and Coke.
I mean, I've had a vodka soda get fucked up before, so I
Hmm.
don't know. I mean, it's
There we go.
in the name.
So we went in, and I thought, oh crap, she's gonna make me order it. And you did. you made me try one. And I tried it. I don't think I finished that first one, actually. I think I got about half of it down. But then as time went on,
Yeah.
I got more and more used to the taste, and it started appealing to me. And I will freely admit, savory cocktails, much as just savory tastes, are not necessarily for everyone on
Yeah.
a day-to-day basis. But I got more and more used to it, and I got more and more capable of just picking out what made a good Bloody Mary good and what made a
Right.
bad Bloody Mary bad. In the middle, it just became a little bit more difficult, just because there was so many different ways something could be both good and not so good. So that became a little bit of an issue for me. As time went on, I got better and better at that, to the point that I was actually, for a time, helping you with your reviews.
No, yeah, absolutely. No, exactly.
Where I had a pseudonym.
Yes, you did.
I sometimes called myself by that pseudonym.
I don't even remember. It's something ninja.
No,
something
it
ninja.
was the Buzzed Assassin.
Oh, the Buzzed Assassin.
You actually made me a shirt.
Oh, I do remember that.
You made me a shirt that said the
the
Buzzed Assassin, Drunken Tomato, and it had like a little cartoony ninja.
Yeah.
And below it said Silent, Deadly, Drunk. That was the Buzzed
I'm genius.
Assassin
Oh my god.
motto.
I should make. That would be amazing. I should make those shirts now.
Yeah, you really should. Those would be amazing.
Right? Oh shit! I forgot I did that.
Rebranding.
Yeah. Okay. Well, stay tuned. That shirt's coming out again out of retirement.
It was the Drunken Tomato. It was the Buzzed Assassin. It was
Yeah.
the Celery Stalker.
Yes, the Celery Stalker.
We all had our own little alter egos, I suppose it would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
You're a superhero. I'm more of a super somebody. Just
Super drunk.
yes.
I mean, it has
Yes.
a negative connotation, but I kind of like it.
I'm a super bon vivant.
I
It's
like-
French.
that's better.
It's French, so it sounds better.
For drunk. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Basically.
Oh, well, we all know what it actually means, but we just use those words because they make it feel better.
Yeah. So we're here at Travel Bar. We're having a couple Bloody Marys. We've been here a couple of times for the Bloody Marys.
Yes.
But I know what I like about it. I'm going to let you do the review, though. So,
Wow,
you've been doing
okay.
this for so
Yeah.
long. I mean,
This is true. I am no longer
I
a
can
Bloody
lay
Mary
back
virgin.
and just like, Take a nap.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, there's a little bit of areas. Just
Yeah.
lie down right over there. No, so yeah, I'm no longer the Bloody Mary virgin I used to be.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
You took my virginity away from me. Thank you so much. That's amazing. See, this is probably why people thought I was a slut at law school, because of conversation like this. So as I got into the savory cocktails, I started thinking about them pretty much the way I thought about most cocktails. And for me, across the cocktail spectrum, for pretty much all cocktails, the important thing is balance. You have multiple ingredients of varying strengths that go into any cocktail. And you want those ingredients to balance each other well, to cover whatever weaknesses one ingredient might have with the strengths of another, and let them play together. It's always that constant theme of a group of different people becoming a team and being stronger by the inclusion of each individual.
Right.
And I think the same thing is true with a cocktail.
No,
of any
that's an
sort,
amazing
Bloody
analogy.
Mary.
Oh, yeah.
All mixes together very, very well. When we get to the final profile, again, simple thing, try to get your balance. Simple to say, not simple to necessarily do.
Yeah.
So as you drink it, you get that initial kick from the 3C blend. You get the cucumber juice there as a moderator of all those intenser tastes. You get the tartness of the tomato juice. You get the more saltiness, fermentiness, I guess, of the brine juice. And the 3C blend, which is also sitting there providing just a little extra kick to that horseradish. All together, they work together well and combine into a superb alcoholic team.
And this is called the well-traveled Bloody Mary.
Yes,
so,
it is a very, very well-traveled. And I believe, I'm not sure if they meant this when they chose that name, but it's well-traveled in the sense that all of its ingredients are just the kind of things you'll find from all over the world, and they mix together in a superb Bloody Mary. The old system of the Drunken Tomato was to provide a certain number.
No,
it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
It was 5 celery stalks.
That's the max.
Is the max. And
half
three,
stock's okay.
3, and we also established early at the time that 3 is quite literally the average Bloody Mary.
Yes.
So if you found something that's like, this is a perfectly average Bloody Mary, it is a 3 celery stalk.
And
Bloody
there
Mary.
was a lot of 3s.
And there was a whole lot of 3s. I mean,
most of them are 3s.
Honestly, I feel like maybe 70, 80%
probably
are somewhere between the 2.5 and 3.5 celery stalk range.
Yeah.
And that's stunning. This, I would say, is at least a 4.5. And the reason is I've always, and I know that we've disagreed about this in the past in terms of ratings.
Yeah.
I always thought that basically if you award something a 5, it's basically, this is the only Bloody Mary that I will ever drink in my life.
Okay, I don't
it's gotta bring me to like orgasmic ecstasy every time I drink it. So
excuse me one moment.
Just like wipes off the side. No, so it has to be. You obviously disagree. You think 5s are just extremely good Bloody Marys, and I would love to have it.
Yes, I would love to have more of them. I would go out of my way to go get this Bloody Mary.
So I believe the highest rating I've ever given when I was in my relatively short-lived, the Drunken Tomato reviewer role was a 4.5, and this is a 4.5. Easily a 4.5.
Easily a 4.5. I would consider a 5. That's just me. I would consider a 5.
You need to change your pants? Just double checking.
But this is, so you are actually a really, how did I say this? You
hard ass.
You are a very discerning judge. I think that's the way you say it, right? You're very discerning.
I was a hard ass. I was a hard ass.
No, but you've judged a Bloody Mary festival before. You did San Francisco, right? And then just in January you did the Drunken Tomato Awards.
Yes.
And
I was a hard ass.
By far, you had, when you averaged out all the judges' scores, you had the lowest average.
I was a hard ass.
Yeah. Which I like that, because some people, they want to give away too many points. I don't know, and you're like, no, you got to earn those points every step of the, the way I say. Yeah, you want to earn those points.
Yeah.
I
mean, I've earned everything in my life. I earned my law license, and it continues to haunt me to this very day. I earned my receding hairline, which, honestly, I appreciate because it makes me more aerodynamic.
Nice.
It allows me to blind my foes.
Yes.
And I've earned my
It's like
slightly
that
enlarged
Iceman
liver.
we were playing the other day.
Yes.
What game was
That was X-Men: Children of the Atom. Which was, I had not played that
I'd never played
since
that.
before I met you.
Oh,
was the last time I played that
wow.
game.
Yeah,
So, so I've earned like my slightly enlarged liver.
Yes.
I wear that one internally proudly. And so I think that cocktails of all sorts should also earn that kind of praise.
Yeah. Last question. I ask all my guests this. What is a Bloody Mary?
A Bloody Mary is... This is actually a much tougher question than I anticipated,
Well,
I'll be honest.
Ask the hard-hitting questions on this show.
A Bloody Mary is a superb adult way to kind of just actually start your day. Because, you've got the savory profile, which I think is kind of like already by itself an adulty kind of thing.
Right.
Because it's not like the sweetness that you craved as a child or the simplicity of something like, a pizza or something like that. It's inherently complex. It also adds the alcohol to it because then, it's a very adult thing.
Yes.
As an adult, you can enjoy some alcohol and be able to enjoy responsibly, as the ads always say. But it's also a nice wake-up kick. Kind of kicks you in your mouth. That horseradish, the pepper that you might find with 3 seeds salt, wakes you up.
Yeah.
And gets you ready. And because, let's be honest, Bloody Mary tends to be a weekend drink. It's also a good way to, get you up, get you going, get you ready for the rest of your hopeful break time, so you can actually enjoy life, or at least try to enjoy life. And I think in the end, a Bloody Mary is just basically a good way to get all that going, a good way to remind you, and a good way to push you into that part of the enjoyment of your life. It's a weird Instagram mantra about living your best life.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it's actually in a way kind of true, and I think a Bloody Mary is a superb way to begin that little part of the journey.
It represents that for sure. That if I feel like brunch is this whole thing where you work so hard during the week, and then finally you get some time off. You get to hang out with your friends. You get to go to brunch. You get to have a Bloody Mary together. Like nobody is ever sitting at a bar drinking a Bloody Mary alone and like crying in the. Other than me, but it's but by and large, you never are drinking a Bloody Mary by yourself, not surrounded by friends, not having a smile on your face, not having a fucking great time. Like that's just what a Bloody Mary is. It's fun. It's happiness.
Don't get me wrong. The salty tears actually do add a level of character to the cocktail,
right?
but
Yeah. I don't think the masses are ready for that yet.
No. We need to do the prep work.
Yeah.
Get them all used to it. Then we bring out the trump card.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't say trump card.
No, you can't say trump card.
The ace card.
The ace card.
I didn't say any T words, especially not tomato.
Any questions you have for me?
Okay, let's see. I have many questions for you. We'll wait till the camera's up.
We'll do that offline.
I feel like I've asked you this question before, but because we've had so many of these since.
Yeah.
What is your favorite non-Bloody Mary cocktail?
Oh, other than a vodka soda. That's...
Okay, vodka soda. I feel like if
it's
you ask
not
me,
real.
I'm not going to say, even though it's probably the single most common cocktail. I'm not going to say Cuba Libre is my favorite. cocktail.
Okay, you're
it's
right.
A good.
No,
it's a good default cocktail to have. But what is it?
I think most of the time I drink a vodka soda in a bar, and then when I'm at home, I usually drink a screwdriver. But they're not my favorite cocktails. It's just what I drink.
Yeah.
I think my favorite cocktail. Oh shit. Probably like a Singapore Sling.
Really? A Singapore Sling?
I think a Singapore Sling is like my favorite cocktail.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Really?
Because
what do you think I was going to say?
I didn't even know. I know that you're not as big a fan of certain classic cocktails as I am.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of like Manhattans and old fashions and things like that. And I knew that you were not as big a fan, but I almost kind of expected you to go with something I almost expected you to fight me on the vodka soda or on the screwdriver. I almost expected you to fight me on that.
No, I mean, I like, so I usually try to have like one really good, cool craft cocktail, really well made, good ingredients. I do that first, and then, I divert into either screws or vodka sodas. But yeah, like, I love, anytime I ever see a Singapore Sling on a menu, I order it.
And
so.
I'm a huge rum person, as you know.
Yeah.
Love rum. I'm a rum snob. I'm a little bit of a rum snob.
I mean, I almost said Mai Tai.
Mai Tai also a very, very good one.
Yeah.
The tiki drinks,
I
particularly
love
in
tiki
summer.
drinks. Yeah. I
Particularly
love
in
tiki
summer.
drinks. So any of that shit, like give me a pain. I love painkillers. Stuff like that. Super
John
fun.
the Beachcomber?
Don
the Beachcomber?
the Beachcomber. Oh
Don
yeah,
the
anything at Don the Beach. Oh well, it's dead now.
It is.
Yeah, I think
That's
they tore
sad.
it down.
That's sad.
Yeah, I know.
I remember going there. I remember going there with you, and the menu saying we will absolutely not serve you any more than 2 of these, and I drank 4.
You were fine though.
Yeah, I was
you
fine.
were totally fine.
I remember. I think Gould was with us. Gould was kind of like, "Is this a defective cocktail?"
Yeah.
And just sit like, "No, this
it was a lie. You just pulled through. It's more a testament to you than it is to So we are almost done with these bloody. Actually, you're done with yours.
Yes.
But.
Bit of a fast mover.
That's so hot. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
This is
know.
so hot. So they have 42 different cocktails here at Travel Bar. They have 280 different whiskeys, and I think we should just try to run through them.
I mean, you probably should. I mean,
yeah, I heard they have one from like South Africa here.
Yeah,
and one
South
from
Africa,
India.
yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
a pretty wide selection. Hey, if you guys are in Carroll Gardens, Court Street,
Court Street.
you can
Come to Travel Bar.
We'll have them write down how fast we go through it. You can try to do this.
try. You
Try
could
to do
try.
this. You probably won't, though. Let's be honest, but yeah, let's go.